It's a trap!
Back when I was a kid, I grew up watching a lot of Cartoon Network shows, especially cartoons made by Genndy Tartakovsky. When it wasn't Ed, Edd n Eddy or Johnny Bravo, I was usually watching Dexter's Lab or the Powerpuff Girls. Hell, the guy even went on to work on other projects like the 2003 Star Wars Clone Wars series, Symbiotic Titans, and another film series that you're probably familiar with, Vampire Adam Sandler. But one series that stood out to me in particular, as well as many other fans, to where this has pretty much cultivated into a cult classic, was Samurai Jack. Now, I loved this series as a kid. The story of a lone samurai warrior destined to slay the evil, which is the shape-shifting wizard known as Aku, who sends the young samurai into the future where Aku is now the ruler of the earth. Now the warrior, named Jack, trying to find a way to return to the past and destroy Aku once and for all. The show blends as many different elements to where it was a series that cultivated its own identity, combining mythology, kung fu, anime, and even good morals that the titular hero learns on his journey. We waited 12 years to see how the story was going to end in season 5. But 3 years later, Adult Swim Games released a trailer stating that Jack's journey isn't over yet, and Samurai Jack Battle Through Time is finally here. So, does the game hold up, and is it worth playing? Let's find out for ourselves, shall we? Battle Through Time takes place during the final episode of the 5th season, as Jack and Ashi tried to return to the past in order to bring an end to Aku once and for all, when suddenly Aku pulls a bitch move and knocks Jack out of the time stream and ends up sending him into another timeline where Jack relives some of his past moments, and now, battling his way to find Ashi, he must make his way back home and defeat Aku once and for all. The story is definitely an entertaining one to say the least, and with this kind of change to the story and the source material, it makes it all the more interesting to see where this journey is taking us in a new direction, with certain characters and locations that are pretty much callbacks to the show itself, and to where it pretty much serves as a testament to how far we've come as the series went on. Not only does it serve as a callback for the fans, but it serves as a callback for the developers and the creator himself, recreating some of their favorite moments from the show itself. Battle Through Time is a linear hack-and-slash third-person game as similar to other titles like the Devil May Cry series as well as God of War, pre-PS4. The game has you controlling Jack as you're fighting your way through waves of robots, bounty hunters, and even villains that Jack has faced in the past, as well as meeting up with old friends such as the Scotsman, Rothschild, and even the Samurai, willing to lend Jack a helping hand. Not only will you be able to use Jack's trademark magic sword, but also a variety of weapons that you will find on your journey, such as spears, axes, hammers, shurikens, guns, and so many other tools that help take down Aku's evil minions. Hell, you can use your bare fucking hands. You can literally use your fists and pull a Chuck Norris in this game. I winded up using these things more often because it was literally the most powerful weapons I had in the damn game. And this samurai is lethal as all hell, and he's taking names, goddammit. Speaking of lethal, Jack can also perform a special attack depending on what weapon you use, where he goes into his Spartan Rage mode. I call it Spartan Rage because what else can I call it? To take out every enemy that is dumb enough to piss him off in the first place. You could do a flurry of attacks with smaller weapons such as your sword or spear, or smash the ground like the Hulk with certain weapons like a ground pound move using only a mallet or a hammer. The game also has a skill upgrade system to where if you collect certain spirit flames in the game as well, you can use it along with certain items to upgrade Jack's abilities and make him a bit more stronger and more durable in the game, therefore making your fights a lot more easier and a lot more fun to dish out the pain. There's also gold to find in this game too, as you bring it to the samurai shop and buy certain items that will be useful to you on your journey, like replenishing your health and equipable items that will make the fights a lot more easier. And yes, I did say easier, because although this game is a hack and slash, just like any other hack and slash game, it's a challenging one. And as you progress through the game, the enemies will get tougher and more brutal, especially in the boss fights, where if you don't plan your attacks more carefully, or for the love of God, learn how to counter or parry certain moves, you are going to die. A lot. At the end of each level, you will wind up gaining a rank based on how well you perform, and you'll pretty much get a larger rank and larger rewards if you pretty much use fewer items and continues. The game provides a lot of innovation when it came to making it in the first place, and we can pretty much see that. When it comes to the combat and the feel of the game, it doesn't disappoint and delivers what the fans want to see in a Samurai Jack game. The game is hands down one of the most difficult games I've ever played, but the reward is definitely worth the continuous ass kicking that I received. Though I will admit, there are times when the game becomes too difficult. For this review, I played it on Samurai mode, which is basically the game's normal mode. And even then, there were so many boss fights that proved a lot more difficult than I would expect it to be. Pretty much forced me to change my strategy multiple times till at least one of my tactics either worked or until I got lucky and pretty much just spammed the throwing objects until like the enemy just dies. Although there's skills that you can unlock to make it a bit easier for you, sometimes getting the necessary things that you need to unlock these skills can be pretty much a hassle. I remember slashing bad guys, breaking crates, pots, and barrels, but even with that and fighting your friends like the Scotsman or Rothschild that pretty much winds up helping you on your journey, it pretty much like becomes a real hassle. It becomes a fetch quest and it becomes so much of a pain in the ass that literally there were many times where I asked the question, how long is it going to take me to find this one goddamn item I need in order to unlock this certain thing I need, so therefore I can beat the boss that I know is going to kick my ass later on in the game. And using Jack's Spartan Rage though makes the game so much easier, and it makes you look like a badass as you're taking apart every single baddie on the screen. All work and play makes Jack a vicious son of a bitch. And also the weapons that you find in the game are pretty inventive too. Like for example, when you pretty much use a different type of spear, it has different attack abilities. And then also there's like different swords, there's different guns, there's different everything that pretty much winds up saying, do you want more offense or do you want more defense? Or do you want a weapon that has more durability and can last a bit longer? Or do you want a weapon that pretty much hits harder but with less durability? It's all about changing up your strategy and seeing what you want. The characters, both old and new, make their appearance in the game. Other than fan favorites like the Scotsman over here, I still love this guy. There's also his daughters that will come across in many different areas that will give you helpful advice and items. And like I said earlier, if you want stronger weapons or if you pretty much want to upgrade your abilities and whatnot, you can also visit the samurai shop to where he'll pretty much sell you different weapons, different items, as well as a training option. Depending on what weapon that you need the most, you can pretty much upgrade those weapons so they can do more damage, as well as pretty much unlock more combos that you can pretty much use in the game. But while you get to see old friends and get certain aid from them, you also run into old enemies that will pretty much give you a run for your money. Like for example, there's the Imakandi clan, the Clinch couple, Damongo, the Daughters of Aku, and my personal favorite is the scatting robot himself, Scaramouche, voiced by the great talent known as Tom Kenny himself.
About time you showed up. I decimated this city hours ago. I was worried those minions got you before we could tango. Go, baby.
Too bad for you. I do not dance.
Don't be too sure. Ooh, beat those feet, babe. You're a natural. Beat it, beat it, do that down.
All these battles will lead up to the final bout with the Master of Darkness himself, Aku, but as the levels go on, each boss becomes more tougher than the last, meaning you have to be on your toes to take them down and to use any weapon that you can to give you an edge. Seeing old and familiar faces again in this game is probably worthwhile to me. Like I said, it's kind of like going to your favorite rock band concert after years of these guys not performing, and my nostalgia is just building to a whole new level, dude. Like, you have no idea. Like, every enemy or baddie that I faced is setting off my nostalgia meter. Like, every single time when I keep getting into fights and whatnot, it kind of reminds me of the episode that level is pretty much based off. Each battle reminiscent of Jack's victories and how far he's come to this moment. It's like a trip back to the past, metaphorically for us and literally for him. However, the one boss I find the most irritating out of any of them is Damongo. The fact that he is the only recurring boss that you have to literally fight in the game just makes it even more worse. And yes, I do mean recurring. In other words, he keeps coming back like a wart. Like, literally, he keeps coming back. Like, there could be a time when you could just be playing the game normal and you're just slashing away, just trying to get somewhere. All of a sudden, you wind up in a boss battle with this character. And I'm sitting here like, why are you here? I don't want to fight you anymore. I'm so tired of this bullshit.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
I hate this character. I really do. I really, really hate him. But hey, at least the annoyance of KRAZYreviewz pretty much makes up for that, so I'm all for it.
Boo! You were hoping for one of Aku's pendants? Nada, babe, nada.
After going through one battle after another, it's time for Jack and his friends to take the fight to Aku and make one last hurdle to return to the past. Jack must make his way up to the top of Aku's tower, defeating every baddie and Demongo one final time, leading to the final bout with the Master of Evil himself. Oh, and by the way, this fight is going to kick your ass. Unless you have health items in store, your chances of beating Aku are very, very slim. Just like the show itself, this guy is an absolute bunghole. His attacks are fast and fierce. He hits like a damn truck. Every damage you deal to him, he barely feels it. I was using the magic sword, the one fucking item that I feel like can hurt him, which is supposed to hurt him because it's the only thing you can use in the show from what I can understand to kill him, and it barely does anything. It's kind of like literally just trying to stab a fucking car. Summons pillars of fire and breathes fire. As if that wasn't bad enough, you'll be having to deal with so many bad guys that he pretty much summons out of nowhere. You'll be dealing with these guys while you're pretty much trying to fight Aku, and if you're not careful and if you don't watch your surroundings, they'll stab you in the back, and it'll make it even harder, and it'll make this battle even more irritating to go through. It's a pain in the ass, dude. I can't tell you how many times I died on this level alone. It was so irritating and so painful, I nearly snapped my controller in half. It is that fucking hard, dude. I don't know, maybe it was because of the fact that, you know, I suck at the game or whatnot, but I mean, it was just a freaking nightmare for me. A literal nightmare. Like, how many times did I die? I can't tell you. All throughout the game itself, I probably died like 30 times. Yes, 30 times. I'm not ashamed to admit it. This is a very challenging game. But if you can manage all of that, and if you could persevere, you will take down Aku once and for all, which will lead to you finding Ashi finally and Jack and her being reunited. And this will lead up to the final bout with Aku, to where Jack finally returns to the past and destroys Aku once and for all. Battle Through Time turned out to be a fun time. It added a bit more to the lore of Samurai Jack, reintroduced familiar characters, as well as giving us a tight combat system on par with the DMC series. It's got a few rough patches here and there, and making collecting necessary objects a chore to do to unlock more abilities and to make Jack stronger throughout the game, but it quickly gets overlooked by the gameplay itself, the story, and tons of replayability to make the next few go-arounds a lot more challenging and entertaining. So, with that in mind, I give Samurai Jack Battle Through Time a 9 out of 10. The game was definitely a journey that I enjoyed while playing the game. This game not only took me on a trip to appease my nostalgia, but it made me look back on Samurai Jack as a series to show just how far we've come as fans of the show itself, and just how far Jack has come being the hero of the story. For 16 years, we've watched this samurai overcome many obstacles, becoming stronger and more fierce even in his darkest moments, and this game serves as a testament to that strength. I know a lot of you are saying, dude, you're getting too emotional about a cartoon. Well, guess what? It's cartoons like these that helped us grow into what we are today. There's a reason why the creator and the developers went back to the series to make a video game out of this one, even when we never really asked for it, because this was more than just a cartoon to them, just like it was more than just a cartoon to us. This was a journey to show that we, even through our most undeniable struggles, will continue on to make the world a brighter future for ourselves and those around us.
Calm down, son. It's just a drawing.
I think this serves as a testament to how far the creators have come to tell this story and to put Jack's journey, his quest, to an end. And this game itself serves as a testament to that. But on a final note on this one, KRAZYreviewz 2020.
It's Aku's #1 assassin, the Pied Piper of Pain, the Ambassador of Annihilation, the Crooner of Carnage, Scaramouche the Merciless. And if I got a special tune just for you, Jackie baby, biddy 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 ba! Isn't that killer? Huh?
I will waste no more time!
Hey, wow, guys, thank you for making it to the end. I'm glad that you pretty much enjoyed the review and whatnot, and if you pretty much want to see more of my review, be sure to hit that playlist that I probably have up to where you can pretty much check out all my other reviews. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell just so you can be notified if you pretty much want to see more of my videos. And if you actually enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the like button just so you could show that you love it. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed the game. I'm KRAZYKent, and I'm out. Peace.